Well, good afternoon. Today we're going to be doing some recording and some punching in. So I'm going to go over some basics for when you're recording guitar parts and when you're punching in guitar parts and how to go about it, my method of doing it using Reaper as our DAW. All right, so you can see here that I have two tracks. One of them is just my voice. And right here is the guitar track that I'm going to be using. My guitar is plugged into input one. I'm going to be recording an acoustic guitar and I'm using the pickup in the guitar. And the first thing you want to do is title the track. Yes, we always title the track. And I'm going to call it Acoustic 1. And I have my track set to auto color, which is another video all its own. One of the most important things we need to do when we're recording guitar is make sure it's in tune. So what I'm going to do is go to my input effects and I'm going to add Reattune. I'm using just Reaper Reattune. And we'll right click on this effect and we'll say Show Embedded UI User Interface in Track Control Panel. And when I click on that, I can close the tuner and look at that. My tuner is right there. And gosh, I'm a little out of tune. I'm glad I didn't record a take with that guitar that far out of tune. Now you've seen somebody tune a guitar before. Now, you may be wondering why your window looks different than mine. Well, number one, I've gone up here to the view and I have deselected mixer. I don't want the mixer in my window right now, so I've deselected mixer. Now, you also may be wondering why my transport is up here at the top and not down at the bottom like it comes stock. It's because I right-click on any of the open spaces up here and dock transport position. I have mine set to above ruler. If I set it bottom of main window, there it is down at the bottom, which is where yours comes from the factory docked. I like mine above the ruler. When I was checking my guitar level, I noticed that the level was a little bit quiet. I'd like to get a little more level out of that, so I'm going to grab the gain knob on my audio interface and bring that volume up a little bit. Now I'm getting a little hot, so I'm going to bring it back just a hair. And you want to hit your instrument as hard as you're going to hit it when you're playing. Check your audio as if you're playing the song. And I oftentimes will hit my guitar a lot harder just to make darn certain that I don't clip anything. If you clip while you're recording, that is a major, major mistake. Okay, be careful with your gain control. We also want to record in time. Recording without a click track, if you want to have others join you in the recording or play along with your guitar part that you're recording, if you don't use a click, they're going to have a very difficult time staying right with you. So you are almost always best to use a click track. And you can turn that click on right here. And when I push play, you hear the click, right? And that's awful nice and neat, but I like to put my own click in here because I don't have a dedicated volume control for this metronome. So I'm gonna disable that. I'm gonna insert a new track. Forgive me. I insert a new track. I go up to insert on the drop-down menu and I say click source. And right there on my track, a click is inserted. When I go back to 0 and push play, you can hear that click. And now I have a volume control for this click. If I want it louder, I can turn it up. I want it quieter. I like to use this type of click in Reaper. It just makes things simple. And I just grab the side of it and stretch it out. So it's longer than my entire song, right? You can see up here, I have the click track now set to be 11, 12, 13, 15 minutes long or something like that. My song's not that long. So now that we have our click track all inserted and it's ready to go, we need to set our tempo. And you can do that right up here in the top right portion of your window. And when you hover over that, it says tap. And you can sit here and tap your song. Dun, 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 dun. That's a pretty good tempo. So now when I push play, I can rehearse. Okay, so there's my song, and I'm liking the tempo that it's at, so it's time to record. So now that we're all ready to record, we have our guitar track armed. It's one more time. Let's check the tuning. Now, to record, you just simply push this record button in your transport, and it will record. Here we go. And I'm going to let 2 measures of 4 so I can lock into this click. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, shucks, I made a mistake. Well, now that I've made a mistake, I need to get in here and find out where that mistake is. A couple of things that we need to do. You'll notice that this horseshoe is not highlighted. This is your snapping function. This will allow you to click and your cursor will land on one of these lines. This is why it's very important to record with a click track. And we can listen to where exactly our mistake is made. Let's push play. Right there. That should have been an E minor chord, and I played a D. So here's what I do. I like to drag this back and get rid of it. Then what I like to do is in my timeline, highlight all the way to the end of the song. We'll just highlight a big long area here. And now we go up to our record button and we right click and select record mode, time selection, auto punch. Bloop. We click that. Now we kind of minimize. We give ourselves a little time to set up and record, and we push the record button. And watch what happens here. I made another mistake. I've made a little mistake, so let's go back and listen. Right there. Dun. I can click and I'll start my cursor. Right there on that note. Now you can get in here and zoom way in so that you can get that cursor right on that point. And again, I'm going to back this. I'm going to grab the side of this and get rid of that portion of it. Now, here's the important part, right here. You have to take your time selection and set it to that point. That way your punch-in happens right there. We'll push record again. Oh, doggone it, I made another mistake. Well, let's fix this one. So we go back in. Right there. I made the mistake. You see how quickly I can get to that. And you can hear. And we go up here, grab our punch-in point, and right there in our time selection is our punch-in point. Now we'll back up a little ways. We always want to play going into a punch-in. You don't want to just start right at this point. You won't, it'll sound unnatural. Play into it. And we can listen to this just to prove that the punch-in points actually really do work. Let's listen to this point where I punched in. And here's the next punch-in point. You can't hear it. It's invisible. And we can mute our click track. There you go. That's how to punch in. How to punch in and Reaper. What a wonderful trick to be able to do this. I hope this helps you. Have fun recording and punching in. If you have any questions, my email is readily available on my homepage, on my YouTube channel. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and you'll know when I put out a new video. And thank you to my sponsors very much. Peace.